TikTok, time to rock. Welcome to the channel, folks. Welcome to an impromptu get together with you guys. Just a couple of things we want to chat about specifically on the channel on this stream are a couple of events I'm sure we're going to keep you up to date and informed on. And if you have any information regarding these projects, please let us know, because it's all about sharing that information. Please. Cup of tea. Please like, share, and subscribe. You like that little graphic down there? Who's in the chat? Nelson, as ever, good to see you, brother. Jonas Halberg, good to see you, brother. Thank you for jumping on. The Rock Professor's here. Thank you, guys. We'll talk about Nettie Baker, the daughter of Ginger Baker. If you don't know who Ginger Baker is, one of the projects he was in is a band called Cream. He was the drummer. Nettie is responsible for a couple of publications already. The first one that she did this with her dad when he was still alive. Ginger Baker, Hellraiser, the autobiography of the world's greatest drummer. When did this come out, guys? Just give me a second. Should have been more prepared. 2010. So that's one of her current publications. Go and check that out. If you're a Cream fan, you got to have it. You got to have this. And a couple of years ago, she released this book here called Full Cream. Words by Nettie Baker, and the forward is by Tony Palmer. I'll do a review on this, but it's chock full of camera. Get that photographs. From the beginning of Cream to the end. And when you buy it in the box set, it comes with 3 photos. I'll dig them out. I should have had them handy. So clearly she's a Cream expert. And here's a link to her book. We're going to include that if you're watching on a replay in the description. It's not available yet. It's available for pre-order. So our channel will be doing everything that we can to help her get this book out to as many people as possible. In fact, I'll be talking to her on the channel hopefully in a couple of weeks, so we'll keep you informed once we've got that day and time settled. So we do look forward to having her come on the channel and talk about this upcoming book and anything else she wants to talk about. I'll show you the present. Let's have a look at the share screen. This is the publisher's website for her book. How does that come up? Oh, right, that comes up good. Okay. So Cream Chronicled by Nettie Baker. 25 pounds and 99p. So 288 pages. Publication date is the 26th of September this year. And if you pre-order, copies will be signed by the author. If you pre-order, copies will be signed by the author. So let's just read what it's saying here. Author Nettie Baker has already written 3 highly praised books. In her 4th, Nettie tackles the challenge of documenting every show by Cream, the legendary band formed by her father Ginger with Jack Bruce and Eric Clapton. Cream lasted just over 2 years, July 1966 to November 68. Briefly get together back for a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction in 93, and again for a bit longer for their exciting and well documented 2005 reunion. And what a reunion that was, folks. So this is the key thing here. Nettie's research has been thorough to the extreme, debunking many myths in the process, particularly as she has as much as possible drawn on the contemporary accounts of how Cream was experienced on the day, both by fans and the musicians themselves. As Nettie says, crucially, these were very young men who found themselves living in interesting times, end quote. Throw out everything you thought you knew about them and get to know the young Ginger, Jack, and Eric, and be prepared for a few surprises. Cream could never have existed and achieved such an enduring legacy without having a deep and profound friendship at its core. They were brothers. Wow. And these are the other books too that Nettie, that they talk about, Full Cream, that we've just discussed. This one here, Tales of a Rock Star's Daughter by Nettie Baker. I don't have that. I need to get that. I might see if it's available on Kindle. And then more Tales of a Rock and Roll Daughter by Nettie Baker. And here we are. Here's the biography that she did with her dad, which I thoroughly recommend. Go and check that out. And if you're interested, here's that Full Cream. Book that I showed you. So pretty cool, huh? Should be an interesting read. One thing I've noticed with Nettie's posts on social media, when people have posted, comments, she has been pretty good, because she will make a comment saying, check out my upcoming book. It's going to contradict, whatever we've been thinking. So we look forward to that, because clearly she's done the research. Yeah, great news. Great news, Giannis. Albert Arthur Parsnips, good to see you, brother. Thank you for jumping on. And 54 Mac Dog, thanks also for jumping on. And 54 Mac Dog, thank you very much in particular for supporting us on the YouTube community posts that we do. Your insight and comments have been really, really helpful and supportive. Thanks just another way of keeping this love and passion that we have for Cream in particular, Fleetwood Mac, you know, those British electric blues guys. What's the word? Going. Some more channel news. We've set up a WhatsApp group that's linked to the channel. If you follow us on any of our Facebook groups, you'll find the link there. When we go live next on the channel, I'll have a WhatsApp link set up here for you to follow if you want. Let us know if you're watching on a replay what you think, your thoughts about this upcoming Cream Chronicled book by Nettie. It should be good. And, you know, we look forward to getting her on the channel to talk about that and her other publications. If you noticed also on the channel a couple of weeks ago, I did a video posting some information regarding a new official sanctioned documentary by Fleetwood Mac, about Fleetwood Mac. That's currently in production. So let's check their site and go through that together. Here we go. Fantastic. Good to see that technology is working. This was released on Apple's TV's website, look, back in November, and I never found out about this until I got a back issue of Mojo magazine, which reported this news in their February issue that I only read and found out about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So just a little example of, you know, despite all this information being available on, you know, social media, a lot of this information that you read or come across, not everybody knows. So I get back to my original point at the beginning of the show. If you do find or see anything, you know, that's related to Fleetwood Mac, Peter Green, Eric Clapton, the Rolling Stones, stuff that's in our wheelhouse, let us know, because none of us will know everything. And it'll be good to, you know, share that information. So let's read what Apple is saying. Apple Original Films announces the definitive documentary on legendary rock icons Fleetwood Mac. Now, I like that word definitive, because definitive means Peter Green. And we all know from our experiences with Mick Fleetwood over the years, and the books that he's been associated with and the videos that he's been associated with, he talks about Peter Green every time. So we know that Peter Green and Danny Kirwan and Jeremy Spencer and everybody else, I suppose, who have been in that band will get mentioned. But certainly from our perspective, from our channel's perspective, Peter Green's legacy will be negotiated in this documentary, we are sure. So let's continue reading. 5-time Academy Award nominee and Irvin J. Thalberg winner Frank Marshall directs. So he's the famous Rumours Fleetwood Mac. Another great era of this band. Approximately 10 years after the foundation of Fleetwood Mac, 67, and this album came out 77, 76. So let's read. Today, Apple Original Films announced the definitive new documentary on rock royalty, Fleetwood Mac. The fully authorized documentary is directed by five-time Academy Award nominee Frank Marshall. So he's responsible for the Bee Gees, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart, the Beach Boys, and for the first time ever, Grammy Award-winning Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees Fleetwood Mac share their extraordinary story in their own words. So there's a quote here. I am fascinated by how this incredible story of enormous musical achievement came about, said director Frank Marshall. Fleetwood Mac somehow managed to merge their often chaotic and almost operatic personal lives into their own tale in real time, which then became legend. This will be a film about the music and the people who created it. Then we read on. We are thrilled to continue our creative partnership with Frank and the talented team at Kennedy Marshall, says producer Nicholas Farrell. Fleetwood Mac are a musical phenomena. Their alchemy almost beyond comprehension. Whitehorse is grateful and humbled by the extraordinary opportunity to produce a documentary that dives deep into the talents of each band member individually and the music that is Fleetwood Mac as a whole. And to do this with the support and reach of Apple is quite wonderful. And look, all jokes aside, I'm quite keen to hear what they have to say. We know that they're going to delve deeply into the rumours era of Fleetwood Mac, Lindsay Buckingham, Stevie Nicks, Christine, John, and Mick. You know, from that period, there's going to be a lot of information, and why not? And there's a lot more here for you to read. I'll include this link. It's a little bit about Apple there. Nothing really. The film will explore how the band's trials and tribulations, personal resilience, and musical dexterity combine to create songs that have stood the test of time and their enduring masterpieces. It will take fans through the highs and lows of their brilliant career, illuminating the exceptional ingredients each member brought to the band's uncommon alchemy, a musical union which sold more than 220 million records worldwide. The documentary will explore what allowed this combination of artists to create singular musical work again and again, and what drew them back together and held them there when every possible pressure, both outside and inside the band, threatened to blow them apart. Cool. Yeah. Looks good. Like I say, you know, it'll be interesting to see what they have to say about Peter and Danny. There'll be some thoughts and recollections there, I'm sure, definitely from Mick's point of view. We'll keep you up to date with any information. And again, I'll ask you if you can let us know if you hear of anything that's related to these projects. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for subscribing to the channel and being part of our community here. We've got a couple of shows planned next week. I'm going to be talking to Pete Flynn from Pete Flynn Pickups. We're going to be talking about the business that he has there with manufacturing pickups. And he's going to go into depth with a set of pickups that he made for Joe Bonamassa. And we're also going to talk Tom Petty because Pete Flynn is in a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers tribute band called Petty Union. So he's a big Mike Campbell fan, plays all the Mike Campbell guitar parts. So we're going to talk about that. If you're a Mike Campbell, Tom Petty fan, it'll be interesting to hear how Pete goes about that. We'll have some guitars available for him to show and talk about as well. And then that's on the same day. And then a few hours after that, I'll be going live with Simon and Brad, talking about our current Strat Pack. We're doing a show on Rory Gallagher, Buddy Guy, and Stevie Ray Vaughan. So we'll spend a bit of time talking about them and their Stratocaster guitars and tones and stuff like that. All right, so let's go through some of the Albert saying keep it hidden from the missus, bless you. But I've ordered the biography of Jack that you endorsed. Good on you. Oh, this one, Albert. If you've ordered that, yeah, it's incredible. It's one of the best biographies I've ever read. Certainly in my top 5, and just the production of this book is incredible. The amount of detail and information that Harry Safaro includes is incredible. It's a good blueprint, and the guy's been around these guys for a long, long time. He's a trained journalist. He's a musician. So, he gives it the full treatment. You won't be disappointed. Simon says, I hope there's a balance with Peter Green getting their dues too. Yeah, well, you're right, Simon. And we have to assume if Mick is involved that there will be. When I did the Mick Fleetwood autobiography, I mentioned if people don't have it, that there's just about 3 chapters in that book dedicated to that era of Fleetwood Mac and Mick's relationship and other bands like the Blues Breakers, for example, with Peter. So, God bless Mick Fleetwood for continuing that and being consistent on that history. Let's not forget Robin. Look, Albert, you're right. There's an endless list of guys, that we could have picked on this particular episode to talk about. Robin was certainly mentioned, but we specifically chose Buddy Guy to talk about Buddy because we haven't really spoken about him. If you want to prepare yourself for that show, there is a film on Apple TV on Buddy Guy as well, and he's got a biography out. So go and check that out too. That's the one, Cobber, Albert. Awesome. Let me know what you think of it. I'm biased. I rate it. I recommend it. I think it's just incredible. I'll spoil a couple of things for you. The detail that he talks about that British blues scene, 65, 66, 67, the amount of detailed information that Harry gives of that scene is just incredible. And he just gives that foundation. And that's why Jack's story is so important, because Jack in particular, and in connection to this book is, a big part of that, but didn't know it at the time. He didn't know. He was just a musician, trying to earn a living, and didn't realize that these connections, these bands that he was participating and contributing in, within a short time, were going to be part of musical history. Great, eh? All right, thanks for supporting us. We'll catch you next time. Please share our links. And if you want to be part of our community on our channels page, or if you have any projects that you want to be involved here with our channel on, and getting us to help promote for you, let us know. We're happy to do that. Always have that opportunity for you. Cheers, folks.